After opening your eyes, a game entity that could be seen as a tutorial guide tells you that you are about to play the game and that the area that you are in will teach you the basics. These short basics are safe enough that there wasn't any guide to begin with, but of the entity moving and shifting around, and manipulating with. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Shall we continue? After going back to the pop-up screen that asks you the name, we can input the new name that we got from the previous chapter. The game will bring you back to the main menu, but there is a twist. This time we will play in the area of the main menu. Here we will find a painting named How to Play with the text Please be quiet, telling us that maybe we shouldn't use the shift key in this level. This right here is a great example of how to inflict fear in the player through the use of the environment. It will probably cause some players to be cautious, because they will probably think that running will activate a jump scare or a chase sequence. From this big room we can reach a corridor which splits into two roads. On the left side we will find a door which is locked. Going back we will see something peculiar. In the main menu room we will see the piano soaked in blood and a small key below it. The key that we got is going to open the door in the left corridor. Right now there is nothing we can do here, so we go to the other door. The hallway on the left side will seem to loop infinitely, but after 4 times this will happen. Yep, your eyes don't deceive you. It's Whiteface, in a feminine form. If we slow down the video, we will see that she is pointing us to the right, where we will go through a wall because there is no collision. In this room we see a painting showing the face of her, and another door which is locked, except this time we won't need a key, because the solution is a button hidden behind the creepy painting. For those who have played or watched the horror games before, know that this wouldn't have been the greatest idea, since the woman from the painting could have jumped out of it and attacked us. This button will move the bookshelf and unlock the area to the balcony, where we meet the white lady staring at the horizon. If we don't get close to her, we can see that on the other side there is a door which cannot be opened. The only option is to get near her and... Thankfully, if we relaunch the game and go to the balcony, the woman won't be there anymore. Here we will find a new key and a small ledge where we can set a rope to escape this haunted villa. The key that we got will open the cellar, but the detail is missing. The lady is missing in the painting. The scary lady went somewhere else, but where? Who knows? In the cellar there is a pool with some billiard balls. To get to the rope we have to enter a code. What is the code, you may ask? Well, it is the number of each color of billiard balls you have on the pool table. When we input the code, this audio will play. Yep, it's her, and she's out for blood. With this we will get an ominous achievement called Don't Touch Me, preparing us pretty much for the horror we are about to face. It's that time of the day. We're running will probably save us. At 2/3 we will get paralyzed, and the entity will say, The real solution is in the small pop-up that you get when running on the carpet. It says that you have to quit the game if you want to successfully evade her. Descending, we will reach a hedge maze. Not knowing where to go, we'll check our trusty folder where we'll find a new text, showing us a map with a YouTube link at the top of it. If we copy paste it in Google, we'll be redirected to a video. Which shows us that in the hedge maze there is another wall with no collision. After strolling a bit between the hedges, we'll see a black screen which will have some text. I found a way to help you all in game. Reduce the window with the F4 key and check the game folder for here.txt. The solution lies there. With this quick fix, we can see the map and the game at the same time, so I don't have to alt-tab all the time, thank God. This text and the one that we read before is from the White Lady, aka Whiteface, and not from the outside help. With this, the entity was able to gain our trust and lead us to a dead end. Many people, like me, will think that if we turn around, we will get jump scared, but no. The entity subverts our expectations and does nothing like that, centralizing even more the idea of it just playing and fooling around with the player with no malicious intent. This time we see it's not Whiteface, but our trusty outside helper, who sent the full map with some codes and strange phrases connected to them, which will be useful later in the game. He tells us, "From now on, follow the instructions of this HTML file, for it is trying to deceive you one more time. Follow the map, you'll find a key. With that key, you'll be able to destroy the lock on your game folder that is keeping the green gate locked." The new map that we got shows us that there is another passage, where we can find a key labyrinth and a white body hanged by the foot. If we touch it, this happens. With this we can go in a sort of new dimension, where there are new gates we cannot open. This is probably a new game mechanic, which may be useful later down the line. To open the green gate, the game creator did something quite clever. You don't open it with a key or item in the game, but you have to literally delete the lock file from your folder. With this newfound solution, we get into a new section of the game, where we see another gate requiring a mirror code. Behind us, there is another hedge maze, with a headless statue and the text reading 2 on left and 2 on right, suggesting that we have to find 4 items in total. If we go on the left side, we'll see the love of our life. Yep, the bitch ran away and could be anywhere in the maze at this point. This part of the game is the worst in my opinion if you don't know what you're doing. You could be stuck here for 30 minutes or even an hour if you don't remember the layout of the maze. Nevertheless, the place still creates a great atmosphere of dread and fear. In the middle of the maze, we'll find a mirror and some text in blood, reading, "Look at the mirror." I think now the objective is much more comprehensible. We have to find the 4 pieces of mirror to rebuild it. Around the maze, we'll find other white mannequins, with which we can enter the strange dimension I mentioned before. With it, we can reach other areas that were inaccessible before, because in this world, some gates are missing. In the maze, you can experience a small jump scare that goes like this. Ah yes, the white lady can pose as one of the mannequins, giving you trust issues towards the other mannequins, because you won't be sure if it's her or not. With the last piece of glass, you can now look at the mirror and see one of the words from the HTML list. Of course, the game has to throw a last jab at you before finishing the puzzle. With the code now in our hands, we can finally progress. Once again, we find ourselves in the hub area. In this area, a new key called Station Key will appear, with which we will open one of the doors of the main hub world. By going down the elevator, we will reach a long station corridor, which strangely enough leads us to a dead end. When we reach the end of it, we will start hearing some heavy breathing in our ears, prompting us to look behind us. Nothing is there though. In the middle of the corridor, a door magically presented itself, telling us that this is probably the work of Whiteface. Opening it, we will reveal another locked door and a new maze, where we will hear 2 sounds, a soothing music playing and some sort of glitch effect with moans of pain. The objective of this game is to search for the source of the music and avoid the moaning at all costs. To add to the nightmare, at every intersection strange mannequins can drop from the ceiling, giving you a small heart attack. Yes, you can get scared by a prop from the game and not the actual monster. To beat the maze, we have to find the source of the music, which is a vinyl player 3 times. When you do this, the lights will turn on and you can go back to the beginning of the entrance. On the left, there will be a clock showing the time. We can see a timetable showing us 3 options: work, home, and truth, with their respective times. The puzzle of this area is quite simple, but really cool at the same time. If we're clever, we notice that the hour to the metro station is connected to the one we have on our desktop. This means that we have to manually change our real-time hour, so we can print out one of the tickets for the metro's train. This intriguing puzzle, even though short, gives us the impression that the game world of IMSCARED is somehow connected to our reality. The train is moving, and on the other side there will be the black sign with green text. It reads,
to reach this sign in a minute. There's a new file on the desktop, but I know it wants to destroy it. I hope it's still there. If not, I'm sorry.
Sadly enough, there is no new file in the game folder. The only option for us is to press the red buttons on each side of the Metro cart. This will prompt the bed to start to develop a sort of bulge, which will grow every time we press the button, mentally preparing us for the worst. After pressing the buttons a few times, the train will suddenly stop and the cart will open up. If we go back to the black sign, the text has changed and now reads, By looking on one of the right side windows, we'll see a familiar silhouette. It's here, and now we have to face the truth. She won't jump scare the player, but just stand her ground, waiting to see if we really want to face the consequences of learning the truth. On the gates there will be the trusty black paintings, giving us our last tips before facing the unknown lying ahead of us.
So this is a goodbye. If things goes as I think, you'll have to shoot with left click of the mouse. But I have to say, I don't think it will give you bullets. I'm sorry. 6 will do.
With this, we'll get an INI file called revolver. Opening it will show us that the revolver has 0 bullets, but we can change that by manipulating the game data.
The curtain falls. I want to share a story with you. I never had the chance to be explained, but when I was a child, I always thought about awful things. One day my brother went to an appliance store, leaving me in the back seat of the car. I looked at him entering the store, disappearing behind the sliding doors. Then my head grew a scenery. Oh no, my brother got impaled by some sort of electrical appliance. There's blood everywhere. What should I do now? The truth is, I never had a brother. As for The talk is not my thing. I just want to entertain you. Maybe we should go back or change again. You changed me, and now I'm not scared. No, I'm worried. Maybe that's why I'm using all the course commas I never liked it much. Maybe like you play with me for a short time instead of the opposite. I have two more secrets for you. The credits holds one of them. It will be fun.
With this, the third chapter ends. So what can we gather from this ending? The thing that we have to remember is that these black signs were probably never written by the outside helper, but from Whiteface. These signs gave us a sort of fake reassurance, where we could feel that there is an actual way of beating the entity, but once again it went as Whiteface planned all along. The part where we shoot her and discover that we were playing as Whiteface, or at least we had the sprite of him, symbolizes the end of the chapter, because this form had no more purpose for it. For this reason, he decided to do the job himself, by killing one of his many forms that had run past their purpose in this game. This is why Whiteface gives us the revolver only at the end. From this small experience, we can extrapolate that this entity has some control over the files and can create new ones if he desires. A small thing that maybe some of you noticed is that the Whiteface sprite we are playing as is missing his well-known smile, showing no remorse or empathy for killing his form. It could even signify that the player was in control of it for a bit of time, and that is why it's missing the iconic smile. This is why we get the achievement Game He Ended, because we haven't reached the ending we wanted, but Whiteface did. The message that we get from Whiteface is important too. He admits firstly that his little show ended by saying that the curtains have fallen. Moreover, he adds that he wants to share a story with us, one that is quite twisted and with a horrific end, where the entity shows how he really enjoys creeping out the player and the enjoyment he gets from lying to us. The most important part of the text is the ending part. It shows us that Whiteface has somewhat changed with our interactions, becoming less scared, but at the same time more worried that something will happen. This statement will be important later at the end, so please keep it in mind. Ah, fuck! Where am I? Don't tell me again I'm at the beginning. Alright, let's not panic. First thing that we should do is check out the folder if there's anything new. Let's see. Ah, there's a new text file. Let's check it out. What the hell am I supposed to do with a to-do list? Ah, fuck it. At least from the credits I got a new lead. Alright, let's continue this nightmare.